This video has no intention of financial advice, even though market price is audited for one sole purpose is to analyze reciprocal patterns versus the brain JS neural network. Hope you enjoy this 13-minute video clip. Please leave comments to help better this video.
All right, folks,
and thanks for listening.
This is Aimcom.
You are great.
And this is update news on my project that I've been working on for the past 8 months or so. It's going to be soon be pushed to Github. I want to clean it up before there's a beginning portion of this project on Github already. Be hard to catch up though. I've been, but anyways, this one will be pushed on Github. Not right away, folks. Sorry. A lot of tweaking to do, but it's moving along just fine. This is all like test. You got to test all your data so it looks like a blackboard full of a lot of kind of look like garbage, but it's not garbage. It's all kinds of things happening. So I've been tweaking it, cleaning it. I've added an autosave to it, and it makes a big difference on how the brain reacts, because I could take, for example, this particular browser brain running. He's receiving the broadcasts of this one, right? The broadcast, for update, let's look at the lines not to be too confused. Here we have the latest price. Here we have a core average of 12 lines, 12 data piece, which is like the latest open, latest high, latest low, latest close, latest prediction of this particular brain of high, low, close. And I added just a bit of influence on the latest price, the average of the latest with the average of the predicted latest. And I kind of just to influence this core line, I call it elements. So they're influenced by the latest price and the brain predicted price. Okay. That being said, now you got a red line and a black line here. These are two brains. The red one is the original brain. The black line is a clone it's a retrained brain with the clone of the predicted. All right. And then at the beginning of my program, I give the program a choice to say, if the new brain or the clone brain is true, and it's been put into the local storage, then take that one, train it again, and use that one, right? So if I see that this one has particular things that I like about this browser brain here, well, what I could do is, because they're both every cycle they're copying the brain and reusing that brain. But now I got two browser, and my local storage is the last one in is the brain, right? So every time the last one in is the brain, both browser are kind of using the last brain, right? But who do I know which ones? Does the browser know which one's the best out of the two? That's for me to come in and detect, well, okay, I like this brain. So if I like this brain, then I shut down this brain, let it run for a minute. It copies its brain to the local storage. Then when I when I duplicate, or I open up another browser and I go to run it, it's using the last brain in the storage, which we can just take a look quick, let it catch up. I'm doing a video. There we go. And let's go right to the top. Okay, my save neural network object, and it's coming. There we go. And it takes this brain, which was produced by, I don't know which one of these clipped, they're on a minute cycle, and I start one, I start the other. I forget which one clips first and second, so on. So there's a requirement of observation here to to upgrade the brain in a sense with one's observation by selection, right? Just like nature. Now this brain here was been tweaked. And this the high brain was tweaked too, but as you notice, there is no secondary brain here. There's just the predicted and the network average coming in, which is cleaned up, which is not using any tail to produce its data, which you can notice here. Look, my average has not been tweaked here, so it's using kind of tailish. It's keeping data in the average and just reintroducing the new data and getting influenced a little bit, which is like pretty good too. Like I could check out, okay, right here 75, and we go like 18 or something, 20 minutes, 85. So like in this kind of 85, so about this, what, we're at 100 now. We're going close to 100. So we kind of see the momentum, but I rather have one that moves faster, and I can detect things like, if you take a look on how the average network neural network prediction coming in from the two brains versus the two brains of the browser, right? One's above, one's, and it's pretty, how do we say, reciprocal, where up move it's above and the network is under, and then we have a constant consolidation action happening here. We're not sure what's happening. Well, we can take a look on the high. See, this one's above the predicted here, and it goes down. When the high is above, when the brain here, we don't know he's under, so we don't know till here he's above. On this spot here, the network's under, right? And it stays under. Oh, it breaks here. It's under, right? Oh, and then the brain stays under for one shot, then comes back. So it's pretty reciprocal. We can't just base ourselves just on that. But this is, if I'm looking at this one, you know, right here, it's pretty evident, after it passes, that we have a gap, a opening gap, bit of a stress, opening. Again, he's above and there's some under, right? And I can compare the high and the low, and soon I'll have, using the low two, to compare all these data pieces together. And there's another thing I can do just to complicate and tire your minds out. If you guys are hardcore and you're interested in deep diving in micro market analysis, well, here we have it, folks. If you can see the black line and the red line, just looking at it, it's hard to determine what's the actual measurement between these two lines. But a computer, and that's easy to do. And it would be nice to have, like, let's say I could create in one of these blocks here 3 bars at a time. I could tell, like, okay, is it squeezing in or squeezing out? So I can do this for the high. I could do this for the open. I could do this for the to test out what's happening with the low, with the high, the low, and the close, right? So I could kind of microscopically kind of see the momentum, because you can tell how they squeeze, these two lines squeeze, the red and the black squeeze together, and then there's a flip, right? It's a bit late. It's a bit like I'm losing, you don't want to enter here, it's a bit late, but there is a kind of thing here happening where I can't see the measurement with my eyes. So I would want to have I'd have data here. So these are things that I want to do before I push it to GitHub. This is an update of my project. Um, the network. Oh, I've been tweaking other things too, where I could decide. You can choose different activations. Um, the I'm going to leave the hidden layers kind of hard coded for the moment, because it requires a different entry data here that I have to kind of, you just, because you can build like a hidden layer is like, you want the first hidden layer has how many, you can put 13, you can put like how big is it, and you can put another hidden layer, like let's say from 13 you can put 18 and build a structure before it outputs to. See, I'm only asking it one data at the end. It's three data going into the brain, and then I can make it go through hidden layers like 100, like a size of 100, and then from a size of 100 output one. But I don't do that. I go more like 12, 6, 5, 3, 1, something like that. Let the brain flow its data out. That's how I find it for the structure. And oh yeah, I got a tweak. Okay, these are ready to set. I got all the my utilities where I can change these values. But for the moment, I have to tweak something again, and they're coming in. They're coming in strings, and my brain config needs it to be in value. So I gotta clean that up, things like that, right? And I'm hobbyist, so I have my own hours. I do another job, so on and off with this, but a lot of this. I mean, I'm excited, and I just keep tweaking it. I got so many. I want to do this. I want to do that, and then let's go for a coffee. So that's my update, folks. So this is Aimcom, and yeah, it's coming soon to GitHub. New folks on